Sure. So my story and like how I got into the space and what I've been doing. I got into Bitcoin probably around late 2010, early 2011. That came from a background of like being very interested in the sort of cypherpunk movement, also agorism and crypto anarchy. I've always had like a bit of an anti-authoritarian streak, and very leaning towards libertarian values. And when Bitcoin came along, it really showed for the first time that you could secure value in a hostile environment. And that to me was absolutely amazing. But as I dug deeper into it, I realized that almost any institution could be built on top of, say, blockchain technology. And at the time, in Bitcoin, we're all trying to make Bitcoin script do more than what it was really designed to do. So there was like projects like Counterparty, Mastercoin, Color Coins, Name Coins, and so on. And when the Ethereum came along and was announced by Vitalik, it was just like everything that we were trying to make Bitcoin do. And so it was a very no-brainer to move on to that. From then, like I guess like I became very interested in creating an alternative to WeChat, just without the state surveillance apparatus attached to it. The reason being is like super applications that combine like the social and the financial and then lifestyle services together has like a transformative effect over the economies that they're deployed in. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Yeah. Yeah, the main challenge is in developing status. Probably because we got in quite early. Back in the day, I was porting like a full node Ethereum onto Android. And we even tried running that on a wristwatch. Syncing a full chain on a wristwatch would like burn your wrist at the time. So since then, like Ethereum, the original vision of Ethereum in 2014 was actually to provide a decentralized technology stack. It would include Swarm as well as what was called Whisper. Swarm being a decentralized file storage and Whisper being messaging. And with this holy trinity, including the blockchain, you'd be able to create any decentralized application. However, like building on top of that platform promise, we ultimately adopted Whisper and turned it into Waku and started building that protocol out to make sure it actually worked and was scalable while retaining the privacy properties that it had. And we found ourselves over time moving further and further into protocol design and infrastructure. So just being quite early and having to build almost everything ourselves has been kind of the major issue. The other one is also the transaction fees. A lot of the things that we were hoping to do in the earlier days became unfeasible until like the advent of layer 2s and their smart contract EVM compatibility. That's kind of a longer story to talk about, I guess. The main idea behind LOGOS is that I really care about civil liberties, things like freedom of expression, the right to associate, economic freedom, and self-determination. That's kind of what attracted me to this technology in the first place. And yet today, like, we have seen new attacks on crypto, for example, that undermine the utility of crypto, such as like the cooling effect that led to block relay and transaction censorship on Ethereum due to, say, other events like Tornado Cash. And it really showed that like our anti-fragile systems weren't as anti-fragile as we thought they were. And that kind of got me more into thinking about like how can we actually bolster these systems with network level privacy as well as transaction level privacy. And if you can actually implement privacy at these layers, you can actually strip out personhood. And if you can do that, you can actually create a politically neutral system. And a politically neutral system, political neutrality, is a prerequisite for a lot of these civil liberties. You need a medium that is politically unbiased to be able to express yourself fully without persecution. And so really LOGOS is a decentralized technology stack that is trying to is an experiment to create a politically neutral network in which these things can thrive. And if you can actually do that, you can be resistant to a global adversary that's trying to introduce the political bias, then you actually get another property out of it, which is like a notion of sovereignty. And therefore you can create a sovereign region on the internet. Yeah, so I think Balaji has a very specific concept of or definition of what a network state is. However, the idea is like 20 years old. So back in, you had in 1996, John Barlow offering up his Declaration of Independence in Cyberspace, which was really kind of one of these sort of first notions. But then there were books like Virtual States by Jerry Everard in 2000, 2001, as long as Crypto Anarchy, Cyber States, and Pirate Utopias, where a lot of the cypherpunks were actually, and crypto anarchists were talking about this very idea. But it's only now that like advances in zero knowledge proofs, as well as advances in packet routing, that this actually becomes a viable alternative. Now, if you can do this on the net, it means you can deploy this anywhere. And I think while the approach of like setting up, let's say, especially like a zone or like say seasteading or any kind of physical territory is definitely something that's worth pursuing, it's also incredibly high cost. And so I view LOGOS as a way of creating an operating system that is suitable for those efforts. All right, cool, thank you very much.